My story about the Quick Start Challenge was one day I was in the Facebook group, and I have to go through it because it could get so populated, and I saw this big red challenge. I didn't see the black or the 3.0 revolution. I seen this red challenge, and I mean red does get your attention, and I said, whoa, what is that? So I took a closer look at it, and there was only one part that really just grabbed me up in there, and it said $100,000. That's all I saw, and that's all I cared. And I instantly went over and did a little research on the Quick Start Challenge. But I remember hearing about it last year. But when you hear about things, it's always too late. So I couldn't get in on it last year because by the time I had found out, it had already been over with. So I got to hear all these raves and reviews about something that was already over, and that makes you wishing that you had got in on it earlier. So, it's called out of sight, out of mind. I didn't hear about it anymore, and I went on with life until I saw that big red challenge, and I go, oh my goodness, let me just follow up on this. And I did, and I got in on it. In fact, I'm in on it now, currently. This, to me, is something that just everybody needs it. Everybody needs a challenge. That's what I'm saying. Not necessarily the Quick Start Challenge, but everybody needs a challenge. We need to challenge ourselves on a regular basis. I'm a professional student, as they call it. I'm forever learning. I have a couple of professional degrees, but I'm always learning. In school, we call that continuing education. You don't want to go to a doctor if they don't continue their education, because the things that you learn today are gone tomorrow, because somebody's always creating something bigger and better, and you got to stay in the stream and in the flow. But back to the Quick Start Challenge, I wanted to know what it was. It was big and red, and it said a lot. It said Quick Start. So it meant hurry up and take this challenge. And that's exactly what I did. Now, while I was thinking about the challenge, I was already in the midst of creating Are You a Hostage? With an S on the end. And so it says, are you a hostages? We're all hostages to something or another. He told us we needed to get a blog and this and that and the other. And I said, what a perfect time to put my self-help, Are You a Hostage? Together. I have all the pieces. I've just been doing so many other things until I didn't have time for my goal. And I wanted to reach lots of people because we're all hostages to something or another. And I'll just give my one quick story about my cancer. I'm a survivor, but I noticed that in my surviving that I have something else now. This great big hurdle. When I found out that I had cancer, my first moments was bondage. I was a hostage, captive by my health condition, and it left me in a state of despair because it's kind of like a death sentence. So I always call myself on death row, and now I've been on death row for a long time, but I'm just here to be a negotiator to help some of those get out of death row that are actually on death row, which a lot of the others that had cancer did not survive it. So you see, I'm a cancer warrior. And even though I am a survivor, now my life is always a challenge. I'm always having to come out of being held hostage by something or the other. The greatest thing is the challenge, the coming out of. When you're able to say, I've come out of it, I completed the challenge, I've completed this, I've completed the other. It gives you power, and you put that power behind you. When that negotiator comes in and says, okay, you're free, I'm freeing the hostages. He says, free the hostages, and then let's talk about whatever else you want. So when you get to be a free hostage, it's a good thing. And everybody is held hostage to one thing or the other. Okay, so you may not have a health issue like I did, very chronic, but you don't know, because the organs in there, the more you live, the more the organs in your body are having to work, and some of those organs are deteriorating, and you won't know it till the last minute. Sometimes there's no help. I know one friend of mine had diagnosed that his heart was failing, and it was being eaten up. It was deteriorating, and he didn't have long to live, and sure enough he didn't. But anyway, nevertheless, let's move on. It's about the Quick Start Challenge and hostages. I'm able to develop it further. Just take it by itself. Concentrate solely on, are you a hostage? And hostages. Hostages is an acronym. It's not the actual hostage situation. Are you being held by a lack of money, too much money, which is some of us may think is good, no love in your life, too much love in your life, habits, drinking, smoking, gambling, drugs? Are you held hostage to any of those? And sometimes you're just held hostage to making money. You're held hostage by your job. You don't want to work at that job. You're held hostage because you need to make more money and you're not making enough money. It's always something. You don't have enough food. You don't have the right foods. You know, you're held hostage by the way you eat because you love fried chicken and macaroni and cheese, and you can't have those things now. You know, it's a hostage situation, not just being held by gunpoint, and it's captivity. And you just would like to get out of some of those things. And I have some secrets that I'm going to expose that I've been using, especially in my bout with the cancer. You know, it's always a checks and balances. And this has given me such a great opportunity to expand on some of the things I know. A lot of the things that Dean, who is a very, very beautiful person, I just absolutely loves with how he shares with you with such passion. I put a few clips in my video to show exactly how he expounds on things. I just wanted to give a message. I might make this into a video, but I just kind of wanted to give a message on how everyone should have a challenge. It starts you noticing that you have a hostage situation and that you are the hostage. Look around and see who else is a hostage, because we all are hostages. We might not be a hostage in the situation you're in, but we are a hostage in our own situations. And if we challenge ourselves on a regular basis, we can break a lot of those hostage situations. Like I said, I didn't want to be held hostage in anything, and I don't want anyone to hold me hostage. I want to be accountable for myself. I want to be accountable for my own actions. I don't want to be held hostage to anything. And I'm declaring that, and with the Quick Start Challenge, it helps you to come out of that need hierarchy where you can decipher and decide where you want to be on your own spectrum. Therefore, you get released from bondage and being a hostage into becoming a negotiator. You know, if you're not a hostage, then what are you going to be when you come out of being a hostage? You become a negotiator for hostages, and then you help other hostages get set free. Okay, that's just my analogy of Quick Start Challenge, and I'm just really happy to be in it, and I'm enjoying this. I think that in your ups and your downs, you should enjoy both ways, because if you can enjoy the downs, the ups are just so great. until this young man, he couldn't walk. He told me my good days outweigh my bad days, so I won't complain. In that, signing out.
Thanks for watching. Get started today by clicking the link below.